The morning rays mop up the last patches of darkness and slumber from the village of Sunderpur. On the surface, people and their life in this faraway hamlet, 2 kilometers off Raxaul town in East Champaran, may appear just like elsewhere in Bihar. But deep within its heart, this throbbing village keeps alive the memories of a bleeding sojourn that its dwellers undertook through the long night of curse and dishonor to reach this dawn of redemption. Just some 3 decades ago, Sunderpur was a no-man's land on the Indian side of Sariswar river bordering Nepal, nested by only lepers who were forced to migrate from all over Bihar and neighboring states as well as Nepal. It was a land of the ostracized, abandoned by their families and society for being afflicted by leprosy, believed then incurable. They had nowhere to go except Sunderpur and no option but begging for sustenance. For centuries, this tiny village bore the stigma of the dreaded land for the cursed souls until Baba entered there in 1981 and started the Little Flower movement.
I came to Sunderpur on 20th of November 1981 with a group of ex-patients from Calcutta. And Sunderpur was the largest leprosy beggar colony of North Bihar. There were about 50 mud huts were here made of bamboos and grass. And the people were so very generous. Most of them, they knew me because of Calcutta connection. There was one hut which was empty and vacant. Somebody was living but died and this house was free. They gave me that. It was about 10 by 10. And then one Nepali family had come with me. Father, mother, and 1 month-old baby. I thought it was too cruel to use the whole house for myself. So what I did is, I partitioned it with a curtain. Half of it I gave to them. About half I took it. That was enough to put 1 coat. And it was there the little flower was born.
It is the saga of the untiring battle of a determined soul committed to the cause of delivering lepers to a life of self-respect and self-help. Armed with only unconditioned love and compassion towards the unfortunate fellow beings on earth, Brother Christudas, who was fondly called by them as Baba, sowed the seeds of a revolution unparalleled in modern times. They germinated, sprouted leaves and blossomed into the Little Flower community of rehabilitated leprosy patients and their families. Little Flower Leprosy Hospital imparts free treatment to patients at different stages of ailment from all over the northern states and Nepal.
We have got 140 beds are there. Patients come from all over Bihar. Patients come also from Nepal. Because this is a regional hospital. And you don't find any such hospitals practically in the whole of Bihar. So there are nowhere else to go. Particularly when, if they want to have a free treatment, free medicine, free food, free care. And Little Flower is the only hospital today in the whole of Bihar, I would say.
Brother Christodas, who is an ordained Catholic priest from Kerala, chose not to pursue priesthood, but switched to serve the hapless and the downtrodden in society at large. He was with Mother Teresa's movement for a long time, got extensive training in treatment and management of leprosy patients, and was the director of Gandhi Prem Nawaz Leprosy Circle, Calcutta, for over 8 years before coming over to Sunderpur. His longer experience had convinced him that treating leprosy patients addresses not only clinical aspects but a totality of mental, spiritual, sociological and financial questions. Therefore, the Little Flower Leprosy Hospital at Sunderpur, which has chance to take care of about 100,000 patients ever after its inception, also serves as a hub for multifarious socio-economic and educational activities to mold a free and fearless community out of the leper colonies.
We don't have a doctor as such because the leprosy treatment as such, we don't need doctors, you see. It is as simple as that in a way. All what we need is a proper diagnosis and we are competent enough. I was trained, for example, you see, when I was in Mother Teresa's, the School of Tropical, Calcutta Medical College. Then afterwards I was sent to Pune for further training. From Pune I went to Bombay. The clinical training I had it, physiotherapy training I had it. So plus there is a 40 years of experience behind. So it's not a problem now, you see. But then I have trained these people. A leprosy patient or members of his family suffers from other complications which needs more tests to be done. We are not competent for that. Nearby there is a hospital, Duncan Hospital, a beautiful hospital, forever ready to help us. And we have a room given to our patients. And doctors are always available and they help us. A leprosy patient suffers from a five-fold wound, and the physical wound is so very evident. Ulcer on the hand, on the leg, pus formation, losing of fingers, toes. The physical is very, very evident and clear, that wound. And then second, I felt that they suffer from a psychological wound which is far more deep than the physical wound. Then social rejection, social boycotting of it. That is worse than psychological, I tell you. And then comes the financial wound, which is very, very, very evident. You are socially rejected. Nobody would employ you for any job. And if you have a job, you will miss that, you lose that, you are dismissed from that. And at the end, you see, you become a beggar. And then above all, we have the spiritual wound, which is worse than all. You lose faith in yourself, and you lose faith in others, and you lose faith in God.
आज से मैंने 25-26 बरस पहले हमको तो बहुत तकलीफ़ हो गया था। हाथ पाँव मैंने दोनों सट गया था। तो हम आए ट्यूशन पर। तो ट्यूशन पर से मैंने ट्यूशन पर रह गए हम करीब मैंने 14 दिन। तो बैठने के बाद मैंने बाबा और इधर से जा रहे थे बाज़ार, तो हमको बाबा देखें, तो बाबा हमको कोरा में उठा करके ले आए वहाँ से। इतना तकलीफ़ हो गया था, बाबा के बोले बाबा हमको यहाँ से काट दीजिए, से हमको सही हो जाएंगे।
कितने दिन भर्ती थे हॉस्पिटल में?
भर्ती थे हम 6 महीना। तो उसके बाद में ऊपर वाला की दया, बाबा को मेहरबानी, माने अच्छा हो गया, धीरे धीरे अच्छा हो गया। तो बाबा कहते हैं यहीं पर तुमको माने ड्यूटी करना है। हम कह रहे हमको तो ड्यूटी होगा नहीं हमसे, तो कहता नहीं करना है, घंटी मारना है। तो थोड़ा दिन घंटी मारे हैं, उसको बाद में तब बाबा कहता है इसको वार्ड में दे दो। तो ड्रेसी में काम करते हैं, आप यहाँ पर रहते हैं। आप बाबा हमको घर दे दिए हैं, शादीशुदा यहाँ कर लिए हैं। हम जैसे गिरे थे वैसे गिरा हुआ इंसान को हम माने अच्छा का अपना से जितना अच्छा होने सकता है उतना अच्छा करते हैं।
अच्छा, आप ये बताइए, आप सुंदरपुर में कब से?
15 बरस से बेसी होते। बीमारी रहे पहले, साल भर ले इलाज चलल, अच्छा हो गई तो मेरा पिताजी यहाँ पर शादी कर दिया।
अच्छा, आपके घर पे और किसी को भी वैसे बीमारी है?
हमारा बाबूजी के रहल, पहले तो बाहर में खेती गृहस्थी करते,
खेती बाड़ी करते, फिर
तो ओकरा बाद में हॉस्पिटल में काम कैली, ओकरा बाद में खटाल में साल भर काम कैली।
अच्छा, कटल में भी किया? यहाँ पे जो काम होते सब किया हुआ है?
पक्का ये सब बनल, ये सब में बा। तो बाबा के वजह से नहीं तो हमी के होई, हमनी से होई सब।
I've been here since the last 15 years. When he came here, he found that there were a lot of leprosy patients. He was able to organize them as a group of people to start dairy work, and also over a period of time, the Little Flower Leprosy Mission had expanded to becoming a community of its own. He had one specific condition, that anyone who joined this community would not be allowed to beg. And if they were found to be begging, they would be asked to leave the community.
But with the medicine alone, we could not treat the disease. We had this whole village here. They were going for begging. We wanted to stop the lot of beggars and engage them fully. Number one, they were engaged in smuggling, begging, all that, all sorts of so-called antisocial activities, which we did not like it. To make them human again, that's the target we aimed at, to give them a human shape. So we started a rehabilitation program to engage them fully and meaningfully, with the income of which, with the wages of which, they would be able to have their dignified bread. That is very important. So we started, first of all, a fish pond, because fish pond doesn't need any raw materials. Just go on digging. Only the labor has to be paid. We didn't have much money, therefore we started with. And then later on we started a cattle farm. A cattle farm with one cow. Then later on poultry farm was started, agricultural was started, vegetables, piggery, carpentry, sugar cane. We have the spinning and weaving programs. So about 350 people were engaged. Now there are about 47 cows are there, about 300 liters of milk we get it, and all the money we got it from this milk, from the chicken, from piggery, extra vegetables sold out. We put everything in the bank, and that is how we made a corpus fund, which is still being built up. See, our target is in 4 to 5 years' time, this whole Leprosy Welfare Association must stand on its own as far as possible. Let them stand on their own feet, even if they are no feet.
In a way, it was reminiscent of the Gandhian concept of Grama Swaraj coming into flesh and blood. The inhabitants of Sunderpur, fated only to a living by begging, though truncated and crippled in body, challenged the civil society outside by unleashing their creative spirit. They proved that they could produce what they want and more even, by collective labor of the community and share the produces. Everybody in the Little Flower village contributes physically to his or her might and receives what is due for social sustenance. In the era of jobless growth, Sunderpur, a village devoid of the unemployed, calls for the attention of the planners to learn how Swaraj is taking shape practically.
I thought of giving some education to these children. But there were a lot of problems. First of all, we didn't have a school. And then parents did not have the motivation. Children were a source of income for their parents, bringing money. So they were not at all keen on educating their children. So I had to give 50 rupees each to every family as a remuneration for sending their children into the school. They needed a human shape. Their hair was very long, nails were long, they were dirty and filthy, all kinds of skin diseases. So hygienic, cutting the hair, cutting the nail, giving them bath, applying medicine. About 15 days of that kind of down-to-earth action we performed. And then we started with Kai, Kha, Gai, Kha, ABCD.
The educational and socio-cultural rehabilitation of the progeny of the leper patients was another question solved by the community independently by establishing Little Flower School.
एक phrase क्या है और एक sentence क्या है? किसको एक phrase कहता है?
Children not only of Sunderpur but from 20 odd other leper colonies in West Champaran and neighbouring districts are brought to this prestigious institution, imparting classes from kindergarten to matriculation.
As a headmaster, I am working here. I was positive, affected by leprosy. I was suffering from reaction and so and so. So Baba started my treatment also. Advised me, don't think that you are a leprosy patient. You work boldly as a healthy person and healthy teacher. I shall look after you on medical side and you should look after the school and children, their future, and make promise that you will not think yourself as a leprosy patient. So,
Baba himself put in the mantle of a teacher at the outset and sought help of some former leprosy patients who were in the profession to run the classes. Now, the new generation teachers, products of the Little Flower School themselves, have joined its faculty, adding up to the prestige of the institution.
My father was a leprosy patient and he started his treatment from Titagad leprosy mission, and from there he came with Baba to Sunderpur. After him I came here with my mother and I stay here forever. In my opinion, Baba is a god for us. If Baba is not here, we have to beg.
All the students are hostelites who take part in the community building activities en bloc. Many a batch of students have passed out of the school and taken up higher studies or vocational courses in institutions in the metros and even abroad. The social taboo that prevented students of this school from getting admission to higher institutions prevailing earlier has now reversed, and students from other schools are seeking admission here.
Now we have got 20 leprosy colonies apart from this. Those children, we bring them here. We have a hostel both for girls and for boys. Parents are leprosy patients. And now we educate them, and ultimately they all will be integrated into the main society.
The new generation is more confident of their future prospects in a civil society sans discrimination.
फिरोज, ये बताइए आप कब से हैं यहाँ?
लगभग 10 साल से।
कौन सी क्लास में?
9th क्लास।
क्या आपका पेरेंट्स दोनों लेप्रोसी पेशेंट्स हैं?
जी।
अच्छा, इलाज चल रहा है उन लोगों का?
जी।
या अभी बिल्कुल नहीं है?
नहीं चल रहा है।
अभी भी चल रहा है?
जी। लाइफ में आर्मी बनना चाहते हैं, अपने देश को रक्षा के लिए आर्मी बनना चाहते हैं।
मेरा नाम चंदा कुमारी है, मैं 8th क्लास में पढ़ती, यहीं पे मेरा जन्म हुआ है। यहाँ सब कुछ अच्छा है, यहाँ स्कूल में पढ़ाई भी बहुत अच्छा से होता है। पढ़ाई के अलावा चरखा सूत काटते हैं,
सुई काटते,
खेती में धान काटने भी जाते हैं कभी कभी।
बड़े होके क्या बनना चाहोगे?
कंप्यूटर सीखना चाहूँगा।
मैं ज़िंदगी में एक बहुत बड़ा डॉक्टर बनना चाहता हूँ। यहाँ पर आकर मैं हो सके तो कुछ लोगों को अच्छा से अच्छा योगदान दे सकता हूँ।
मैं बड़ी होकर नर्स बनना चाहती हूँ।
मैं अपने लाइफ में एक इंजीनियर बनना चाहता हूँ।
मैं बड़े होकर टीचर बनना चाहती हूँ। मैं बड़े होकर डॉक्टर बनना चाहती हूँ, मरीजों की सेवा करना चाहती हूँ।
Little Flower has proved beyond doubt that leprosy is a completely curable disease, and that former patients can certainly lead a normal life in family and society. The age-old superstition that ruled public mind until then has been practically shattered by family settlement and community life around Little Flower premises.
It is a wrong thing to say. Leprosy is a curse from God. It is a result of some mahapap. Galat. Second notion is leprosy is an incurable disease. Leprosy is a 100% totally curable disease. After working in the field of leprosy, after 5 or 6 years with them, I contracted a tiny little patch, an early sign of leprosy. And this has been diagnosed by my own professor who taught me about leprosy. He said, you got the disease. And he classified it and he prescribed the medicine. 3 months I took the medicine and it completely disappeared. Patch was on my leg. And that helped me later on. What a patient undergoes when he is declared as a case of leprosy. Among all the infectious diseases, leprosy is the least infectious disease. We all have got a natural resisting power against Mycobacterium leprae, which is a germ responsible for causing the disease. Let us say our own examples here. Here we have got the husbands and wife living together. Husband is a patient suffering, whereas the wife is healthy. They live together, they sleep together, they have children born, and wife is not affected. And then it is not hereditary. People think कंदान से कंदान, बच्चा कच्चा सबको बीमारी पकड़ेगा. गलत. Wrong notion. We have got 450 children of the leprosy patients. Father and mother, they are patient. Children born are not. 450 children are now in our school, growing beautifully well.
चरण जी, आप यहाँ पे क्या करते हैं?
हम गाय दुआ तो गाय को नाद पानी सब पहले ठीक करने वाला हम ही है। हम है नेपाल का रहने वाला। और पैप जोड़ाई, गोबर गैस का लाइन, पानी का लाइन, कहाँ मोटर बैठाना है, कहाँ तक लाइन जाएगा, कौन पानी कितना दूर तक चढ़ेगा, कितना बोरिंग हलना से कितना फायदा होगा। हम लोग को तो कोई नहीं सिखाया, न बाबा ट्रेनिंग दिया। यह 2 लड़की है, 1 लड़का है।
I wish and I dream a world free of leprosy, an India free of leprosy, a Bihar free from all leprosy, and Sunderpur also. And then we can sing joyfully with all those cured people.
Baba beckons the good Samaritans on earth to join the garden teeming with flowers of smiling faces.
Smiling is far more infectious than leprosy, mind you. And if you can get a smile from somebody, you are enriched with that, mind you. And I got about, the amount of smile I got back from the leprosy patients who were unsmileable before. And this is what I consider the mother of all awards, which I am going on getting day in and day out. And that makes life so beautiful, so meaningful. And they are happy, and you are happy, and God is happy.